discount for that material. Okay, and you have to pay the tax also. So in the pricing procedure, we will have the different condition types where you will maintain a different prices. So one condition type is for a total price, and one condition type is for the what is the discount vendor has provided, and what is the tax you're paying. So each and every price, whether it is a profit or loss to the company, all those things you have in the pricing procedure. Okay, but here output determination is a concept. Whenever you are sending the purchase order to the vendor, you will send the purchase order to the vendor through output determination. Okay. So I will show you in the purchase order, you can see the messages tab. So in the purchase order, you can go to the messages here. In the messages tab, you can see what is the output type and how you are going to send to the vendor. So this is your partner number. So you want to send the purchase order to your vendor. Okay, so whether it is print or whether it is through fax, if you want to send through an email also, you can send. Okay, so these are the different types of mediums we have. So the mediums are nothing but how we are sending the data to the vendor, whether it is print, whether it is email. If it is EDI means if vendor is having the same, whether different system, not a SAP system. If vendor has a different software, then you can send to the vendor system, EDI system. Okay, if vendor has an SAP system, so then you will send through a ALE. Okay, so that is the difference between EDI and ALE. So when we are discussing about IDOC, we can discuss what is EDI and ALE. Okay, EDL means external data interchange, where you can send the data from SAP to non-SAP systems also. ALE means application link enabling. That means SAP to SAP only you can send the data. But this is EDA, you can send from SAP to non-SAP systems also. Okay, whenever you are sending a request for quotation or purchase orders to the vendor, you can use this output determination. Okay, so how we are sending the data through this output type. So you need to trigger this output type in the messages tab of your purchase order. So to trigger this output type, you have some prerequisites in a SAP. So you need to maintain that prerequisites. Okay. So here if you observe, the status is not yet processed. If it is a red color, that is error. If it is a yellow, that means it is not processed or in process. If it is green, means that is successfully processed. Okay, successfully it went to your vendor. So that is the symbol of your successful. Okay. So before triggering this output type, you need to maintain some configuration. So we'll discuss what is the configuration we need to maintain. Okay. So for request for quotation, even for schedule agreements, for contracts also, you can trigger this output type. Not only for the purchase order, you can trigger for a purchase requisition, purchase order, for all the purchasing documents. Okay. We will discuss what are the prerequisites. Okay, the first one is a condition table. Condition table means on what basis you require the output type. For example, I want these NEU output type only for this vendor and my purchasing organization. Okay, only for this purchaser, only for this vendor I require this output type. Okay, so based on what conditions you want this output type. So I want only for this material and for a plant. Okay, then you can maintain in the condition table whatever the fields you want. Okay, so we will go for the condition table. So go for SP, as it is a configuration, you will go for a SPRO. So go for a material management here. In the material management, as it is related to the purchasing, you will go for a purchasing. So in the purchasing, if you go down, you can see the messages here. Okay, so go to this messages. Here you will have the output control. So go to the output control. The first one is a condition table. Okay, So here there is a condition table for RFQ, outline agreement, schedule agreements. If you want, you can create for a different document. So I am taking the purchase order. So define condition table for a purchase order. Execute this button. So this is for display and this is for a create. So click on this create condition table. So the number is 500 to 999 you can use. So I'm giving as a 789 for example. Okay, so 3-digit number you will give here. So here system is asking what is the fields you want. Okay, whether it is material or plant, purchasing organization. Okay, you can select. If you want to go for next page, you can go, but here the fields are very less for a purchase order. Okay, so you can select your purchasing organization or vendor. So I selected my purchasing organization and my vendor here. So and then click on generate here. Okay, do you want to generate the condition table? Yes, you will click. So here the one thing is, so while you are practicing it, then you will maintain as a only as a local object. But if you're working on any project, then you need to maintain a package here. So ABAP people will create some packages for creating the condition table. So you need to give that package and you need to save here. Then system will ask you the transport request so that you can move this condition table to the other systems, other quality and production systems. But as you're working on only not only the project, so it is a dummy system. So I am saving it as a local object. Okay, local object means it will not ask you the transport request. So you cannot move this condition table to the other systems. So you need to again create your condition table. So that is what the problem. Okay, so when you're working on the project, just remember you need to give the package and you need to save. Okay, otherwise the transport request will not generate. Even for any condition table, whether it is for a different document or whether it is a pricing procedure condition table also, you need to give the package. So we create the condition table. Okay, so the next step is a access sequence. Access sequence will help you to search for the condition record. For example, you are creating a purchase order. Okay, so I selected a vendor and a purchase organization here. So while creating a condition table, I selected my vendor and a purchase org. So whenever we are creating a purchase order, so system will search the data whether they gave which conditions or not. So whether they gave vendor and purchasing organization and which vendor and purchasing organization. So access sequence is the one which help you to search the data records. Okay, so it is used for a finding purpose. So you can have a multiple condition records. You can have a multiple condition tables and you can assign one condition table to you can assign multiple condition table to one access sequence. Not only one condition table, you can assign a different condition tables to one access sequence. Okay, so we'll go for a access sequence now. So in the same path, you can find the total configuration. So go for access sequence, go for define access sequence for a purchase order. Okay, so if you want to create a new access sequence, go for new entries and create a access sequence. So like this you will. So I created my new access sequence. Okay, so select this access sequence, go to the access here. So here in the access, go to the new entries. So you need to give your condition table here. So give the number as 1. So give your condition table. So I created a 678 for example. Okay. So 678 somebody created. So I can give the multiple condition records here. Multiple condition tables I can give. Okay, so if you want to give the other condition table also, you can give. For example, so this is my condition table. So I created an access sequence and I am assigning my condition table into my access sequence. That is how system will know which fields are there for this condition table. Okay, so system can find what is the combination of the purchase order. So while creating a purchase order, system will find the record based on this combination. So you can go to the fields. You can see the fields also. So the material, plant and a purchasing organization. Okay, so then you will save your data. Okay, if you want to create, you can create your own request. So I am entering as a output determination. So this concept we call as a output determination. Okay, so I saved the data. So go back. So we created a access sequence also, the condition table also. Okay, so the next step is you need to create a message type. So message type is nothing but we call it as output type or a message type. Okay, so here you are having as a output type. So in the convolution, they will call as a
Voice
message
is
type.
breaking.
So you want to create a new message type. So NEU is a standard message type. If you want to create a new one, you need to create with a sorry.
Voice is
Hello.
breaking actually.
If you want to create a new output, so you can create a new output type starting with Z. Okay. So go to the message types here. So go for message type, define message type for purchase order. Okay, go for maintain message types for PO. So here if you want to create a new entries, you can create as a ZNEU for example. So it is already existing, so we'll create a ZPO. So give your access sequence here. So whatever the access sequence I created, 2301. So give your access sequence here. Okay. So here you need to click on this access to conditions and a multiple issuing. So access to
And
condition means
what is the path of this
so
output type?
same path only.
From
Material
access.
management, purchasing, you will go for a messages. In the messages, you will have the output control. So the
Okay.
total access sequence, condition table, message type, all this will be there in the same path only. So here you are going to create a new message type. You will assign your access sequence to your output type. So here you need to check the your access to conditions. So access to conditions is the one where system can find the condition record. So this is important. You need to check this button. And multiple issuing is the one. Multiple issuing means, so for example, you need to send the changes also. For example, so you send the purchase order to the vendor. Okay. So the purchase order to the vendor. So after that you change it that purchase order. So how will vendor know what are the changes you had done for your purchase order? So you want to send the changes of your purchase orders to the vendor also. Okay. So again the different output type will generate. So for creation there will be one output type, and for a change it will generate again the one output type. So that it is multiple issuing, not a single one, right? So you need to select a multiple issuing, otherwise you cannot have the output type at a two times for your in the message tab of the purchase order. So you need to select this access to conditions and a multiple issuing. So here you need to give your what is the standard program. So you can, if you want, you can see the standard program in a NEU. So when you go to the details of NEU, you can see this is the standard program. Okay, if you are using the standard, that is no problem. Okay, you can create an NEU and you can assign your access sequence. You can give the program here. So this is the important part here. So go for default values. In the default values, you need to give the send immediately. So that when you're sending the purchase order to the other system, so automatically the data will flow when you give a send immediately. So whether the medium, whether it is print or EDA, the mediums you will select here. So they want print. So here you have a different partner functions, whether it is a ship to party, whether it is shipping person or author, whether a payer. So you will have different partner functions like this. So we are going to send this purchase order to the vendor only. So I am maintaining as a partner function VN for vendor. Okay. So go for a mail title and text also. Here you need to maintain your language. Our language is EN, so if you want you can maintain this. So you need to maintain this processing routines also. Go to the new entries, assign your medium. So my medium is print, and your program form routine also you need to assign. Okay, go for partner roles, assign your medium and a partner function VN. So already it got assigned. If you are creating a new output tag, you need to assign all those mediums and functions and then save here. Okay, so whenever you are saving the transport request also, so you need to save for a same transport request. Otherwise, the changes will be in a different transport request. Okay, same tier should be there. So whenever you are doing the total output determination, all that configuration should be there in a one tier only, so that you can move to the easily to the other systems. So this is how you will create your message type. Okay. So here you have a fine-tuned control also. So I will tell you what is the use of fine-tuned control here. So go to this fine-tuned control. Here whatever the message type you got created, if you want to send the changes also. So we already discussed it. If you want to send the changes of your purchase order to the vendor, then you can go to the new entries and here you go to the operation. Here you go to the change here. So give your output type. For example, SNEU is my output type. So give your output type, give the operation as change and you can save. So that the changes of purchase order also you can send. Okay, so you need to maintain here. So it is very important. If you do not maintain here, so the changes will not go to the sender. Okay. So this fine-tuned control is useful for sending the changes also. So we create a message type also. For example, I have two or more message types. So all these two or more message types I will assign to my message determination procedure. So that is the next concept here. The third one is a message type. Okay, so the next one is a determination. So we call it as a message determination. So here in the message determination, you will have a one procedure. So one standard procedure. If you want to create a custom procedure also, you can create. So for this standard procedure, you can assign your message type. Okay, everything has a relation here. You will create a condition table. You are assigning this condition table and access sequence. In the message type, you are assigning your access sequence in this message type. So in the message determination, you will assign your message type in the procedure. Okay, this is how the link between everything. So go to the message determination schema. Okay, here go for message schema for purchase order. Okay, so this is the standard procedure for a purchase order. RMB F1 is your standard procedure. If you want to create a new procedure, you can create. For example, I am creating as a RMB F1 example. I can create a new procedure. So here this is not the request which got created. Okay, go for a own request and give your output determination. So output determination is the one we created, right? Okay, so I think it went to the workbench. So you will create a one procedure, go to the control data here. So in the control data, you are going to give your message type here. Go to the new entries, your step, give your message type. For example, ZNU is my message type. Okay, you will give your message type here. So here the important fields are requirement manual. So if you select manual only, then you can give only the so automatically it will not generate. Only you can give it manually. Okay. If you want only the manual output, you can check this manual only. So another important thing is a requirement here. So requirement is, we call it as a requirement or a routine. So requirement or routine is nothing but a logic which was built by the ABAP consultant. For example, if you have any restriction, so these output types should not trigger for the particular thing. Okay, you can maintain the So whether it is reprint or if you have any restrictions also, you can maintain a logic in your output type. So I want to trigger this output type only for this vendor delivery address. So you gave your vendor, right, in the condition table. So for this vendor, if the vendor country is a different country, then this output type should have these changes. So you can write a logic in your output type. So if you want to see the requirement or routine, so this comes under the ABAP one. So if you have idea, that is good. So go for a Vivo F1, that is to see your routines. So here go for requirements, go for a output control. Okay, see these are the some standard routines which SAP has given. Okay, so this is not a, this is a sales. If it is application EF, that is above one, that is related to the purchase order, or ME also, goods received mail, GR email. If you want to maintain any requirement, if you want to maintain any logic, so if your client requires anything very, very specific, then you will use these requirements. Okay. So just remember, requirement is nothing but a piece of logic. So it will be given by a ABAPer. So you will not give, your ABAPer will create, and if you want to assign, you will assign the requirement number here. Okay, so you created your message determination procedure also. Okay, so if it is a standard one, if it is a custom one, you will assign this schema to the purchase order. Okay, click on this. So here the procedure is a standard procedure, right? So go to the new entries, give your application here. So whether it is a